Day one, exposure therapy. For me, I just want to leave the house every day to start with. I feel like that's a good goal for me. I think it doesn't matter how little your steps are. You know, some days you might feel more up to walking further away from home. Some days, you know, just like literally just walking out the front door is enough. There's a balance between burning yourself out or setting your steps too high, and then also like just not doing enough. But don't underestimate how much like a little effort is. I think you'll be able to feel it yourself. Like, there's resistance to me wanting to do this today. Like, I feel heightened anxiety being out. I was nervous. I'm nervous now. It takes a lot of mental effort to challenge yourself. It's also harder because I have no reason to come out, like, technically. Like, the only reason I've come out is because I know that it will help me, and this is the process. So, yeah. When I was leaving, I felt nervous. I felt anticipation. Before, when I've come out, I have panic attacks or I get stressed. I feel like I'm leaving my comfort zone. My comfort zone is at home, in bed, in my bedroom. But then logically, what difference does it make, you know? If I'm gonna die out here, you know what I mean? Just because I'm at home in my bedroom, that isn't gonna stop me from dying if I was gonna die. It's just, that's how you know it's mental. It makes no difference where I am. So yeah, day one. I feel pretty up to it today. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna look at this in a few days and I'm not gonna feel like this. Like, I'm gonna feel a lot worse. Swings and roundabouts. Yeah, I do drive, but driving's like overwhelming. That's another thing that I felt as well. Like, I feel it now. There's so much to look at. Like, it's sensory overload, and I know I keep saying like a lot, but yeah, there's like sensory overload. There's so much to take in. When you're at home, you're just used to your surroundings. You see them every day, and you like, it's comforting for your mind. And then when you haven't been out for days or weeks or months, it's just like so many new things going on. It can literally be overwhelming. For me, I feel like my vision blurs. If you ever let your vision go out of focus, you'd know that feeling, and that's what I get when I come out at the moment. There's literally so much that I just have to, like, my vision just blurs, and trying to accept that I don't need to take everything in. I think it's just something that I'll get used to over time. But yeah, with driving, that's hard when you're feeling that overload, but you still need to concentrate. So yeah, just gonna stay out. I think the key thing that everyone says is to just obviously go out and challenge and endure those feelings and allow them to come and pass. If you're like me, you've had a lot of panic attacks before, and each time they come and they go. So it's just about knowing that will happen, and then they'll become less and less frequent. The more I expose myself to them, the more I become less afraid of them. So yeah, step one, go out, leave the house every day, enjoy these feelings, just observe them. I think there's a big difference between like suffering and suffering mindfully. When you just feel pain and anxiety and you don't want to feel it, it just makes it worse, makes it feel worse. But when you recognise that we're going to try and get better, and this is part of the process, it makes it feel better. Yeah. I just drove. There's a lane like right by my house that's really like quite chill. There's a few cars, but it's quite peaceful. So for today, I'm gonna drive around, see how I feel. Peace. I've been driving around my village, like where I live, for a little bit longer. It feels good. Like it feels good to reconnect. And like it's a lot, but it feels good to go from being stuck in your own bedroom to just like seeing people about and seeing what's outside. But it is also a lot. I'm very twitchy. My eyes are ticky and twitchy more than normal. It's a little bit anxiety inducing, but it's not too bad, to be honest. Today feels like an okay day. I just wanted to share some thoughts. Like I always have thoughts and I don't put them in the video. There's so much to say and it's all just step by step. Like there's no point overwhelming yourself. Just one thing at a time. But like the ethos that I'm thinking about at the moment is to, whenever I feel fear about doing something, like no matter what it is, within reason, like I said, there's no point overloading yourself to start with, but within reason. So while I've been out driving, if I thought like I don't want to turn that way, then I kind of just do it anyway and endure it. And that's part of the recovery process. Like you can't keep avoiding things, you have to do them, and you have to experience that pain but accept it for what it is, and accept it for part of the process, accept it in a positive way rather than a painful way, and keep doing that. The hard part is going to be doing this every day for the next few years. And then also with driving, I don't know if you like me, like wearing sunglasses helps. That's probably a really little thing, but wearing sunglasses while you're driving if you've got issues with driving, I don't know, I feel like for me partly it hides my eyes with my twitches and my tics, which feels better. And then it's also just like, feels nice to kind of, when you've got this sensory overload, it reduces a bit of the light and just feels good. Yeah. As well, if I do have a panic attack or even the anxiety, then you have to just endure it, like let it come and go. Obviously you just want to run. For me, I just want to like run home, like get home, get back to my safe place. But part of this process is the long and painful bit of just accepting it, staying where I am. Don't be afraid to live your life at your own pace. Like everyone lives at a different pace. Don't feel the need to mirror yours to people around you. It's easier said than done, but even with driving as well, I used to drive like really fast and I'd get annoyed at people who were driving slow. But now like you have to have empathy and realise you don't know the reason for why someone is driving slow. Like now I drive slow myself because it's just overwhelming and I like to do it bit by bit. And people, like some people do get up my ass and that, but fuck anyone who does that, man. You gotta live life at your own pace. If other people don't have empathy, that's their issue. I mean, then people won't be thinking, oh, that person's trying to recover from being severely mentally ill and they need to take it slow. People don't care, man. Well, some people do, but some people don't. But that's not your issue to worry about whether they do or don't. You figure out the people that actually care about you and keep them around. Fuck anyone else. Take it as slow as you wanna. If you feel like anxious, pull over. Not even just driving, like anything you're doing. Don't feel afraid to just sit down. I always used to have issues feeling like I'd get trapped or I couldn't stop doing something. Like like I'd be at work and I'd have issues and make myself worked up thinking, oh well, I can't just stop doing this, I can't just stop working. But no, fuck work, fuck anything. Like, if you need to take a break or sit down or let the anxiety pass, then you do that, man. Not gonna get better if you can't accept that. And it is embarrassing. Like, it's a lot easier said than done. It's embarrassing. Like, some people look at you like, if you have to just stop, and like, especially when you've got visible tics or visible tics or anxiety symptoms, people look at you and you start panicking. Like, what are they thinking? How do I look to other people? Everyone's fucked up in their own way, man. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm gonna continue driving. Don't want to burn myself out for today. I do feel good, but like I said, just little by little, finish driving and then go back home.